Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a GIF that has some kind of flickering frames in it. Any kind of animation-inspired image, basically just one drawing after another, kind of made out in sequence here. We've got a couple examples. Let's just flip through. We've got a nice lucky cat here, waving its arms. We've got a little self-portrait of a figure. We've got a drawing of an eye. That's a bit interesting. We've got also a figure drawing with the kind of this charcoal stuff moving around. And then also we have this, which is a little bit more abstract, but it's full of movement, and it's kind of centering around this figure here in the middle, which is kind of exciting. So I'm going to show you how to do something very close to that, basically a frame-by-frame animation in Photoshop. So I've got these three drawings of a shark. So I'm going to show you how we're just going to set up Photoshop to cycle through these and make a quick GIF out of them. So first thing is I'm going to select all of these images. I'm going to bring them into Photoshop. And I want them to be all on the same layer. So if your workspace gets a little too busy here, you can go up into Window and Arrange. It gives you all these different options for how to arrange your windows. So I would actually like to have them cascade. That's lovely. Okay. So I basically want to get all of these drawings up on the same canvas in different layers. So I'm going to basically drag them all onto one. So I have the Move tool selected. I'm going to click on one canvas, and I'm going to hold down Shift, which basically means when you're dragging it, I want it to be dragged to the same place where it was in the old canvas. And then you want to release. So you have the one canvas, you select on the canvas, you click down on your left mouse button, you hold down Shift, you drag to the next canvas, and then you let go. And it pastes a copy right there, right in the same spot as it was. So now I have these two drawings here, and I have one more over here. So again, I'm going to click and hold Shift and drag to the canvas where I'm collecting all these files. And for these actual drawings that you're working on, you can do these just by hand, on paper if you'd like. You can do them on the iPad, whichever you'd like to create kind of some different movement. I've actually created these three slightly different drawings. Let's see, how do they go here? I believe this is the first one, so I will name that one. And then this is the second one, and then this is the third one. So it's basically a shark, and we're moving our perspective on it. So you can actually draw the same thing, just in a different drawing, and that would be something that would get you an effect, kind of like this eye, as if you just draw the same thing several times and flicker them through. But I introduced a little bit of movement. You don't have to. Anyway, so now we have these three layers, 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to Window, and then we're going to come down to Timeline to open up our Timeline function. I'll move this up a little bit. There's going to be a button here, Create Video Timeline. You want to press that. And then over here in the lower left-hand corner, there's these three boxes right in a row. You want to click that to get to the interface that we want to use. So now we've got the timeline bar. Basically, we have this one frame here, and we're going to fill up this whole bar with different frames. You can see it says 5 seconds down here. That's how long Photoshop's going to stay on that frame. So let's go ahead and create 3 frames because we have 3 drawings. Let me close this because it's distracting. Okay, so now we've got these 3 drawings, and basically these frames are going to show whichever layer is being shown live on the canvas here. So this is basically 3 different states of the same image. I'm going to click on the first and then hold Shift and click on the last one to select all of them. And then I'm going to change this to actually only display for about 0.5 seconds instead of 5 seconds. So it's going to go a little bit more snappy. And then let's go ahead and change up the drawing so it's cycling through the drawings. So on frame 1, we want frame 1 to be shown at the top. And then on frame 2, we actually want frame 2 to be visible, so we're going to turn off frame 1. And then on this third frame here, we want the third layer to be visible, so we're going to turn the little eyeballs off here, the visibility off for the first 2 layers. So now we just have this third layer. So now if we go through, we can see that it's just cycling through layer 1, 2, and 3. so I actually want this to loop a little bit, so I'm going to add on one more frame to this cycle, and that's going to come out with 0.5 seconds again. But basically, I want it to shift kind of back and forth and back and forth. So I have drawing 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to go back to 2. So this is that kind of side view, and then once it loops, it'll be back at 1. So it's just going to kind of go continually. So I'm going to let it play so you can kind of see what I mean. It's just going to go back and forth forever now. So that's about how you get it done. You also want to save this file as you're going through. So shark animation. I always save too quickly. Okay, so you go to File, Save As. You want to make sure that it's a PSD, a Photoshop file, and you want to make sure that Layers is checked. You want to save your layers. And then hit Save. I hit Cancel because I already saved it. That is just the Photoshop file now. That's not the GIF, so let's go ahead and export the GIF. You want to go to File, and then Export, and then Save for Web Legacy. Once you've clicked on that, it's going to bring up the screen. If it doesn't say GIF already, you want this to be GIF 128 dithered. For transparency, we have no transparency, so we can uncheck that. And then down here, we can adjust the size if we want. We can adjust the looping options. We can have it just loop once or forever. We want forever. And then finally, we can see the animation play out one more time before we export it. And that is what we want. So we'll go ahead and hit stop and then save. And we're going to save it to our desktop as sharkanimation.gif. And then save. And then so I'm going to save this one more time out of habit and then close it. Close this as well. And then we'll go back to our desktop. And we'll check out our file here, which is sharkanimation.gif. And there we go. So now we've got a shark kind of going back and forth. And then as an addendum to this as well, we've got, let me see, where are my files here? So we've got the drawing kind of style here, and then we've also got this kind of painted style. It's the exact same process, but I've done a quick tutorial just to show you guys. So I have these 3 painted sharks, just basically paintings over the drawings. So again, I'm going to bring them into Photoshop and just do the exact same thing. I'm going to get them all on the same Photoshop file. So I'm clicking and dragging so that both canvases onto one canvas. So now I have all 3 drawings on one Photoshop file, and then I'm closing out those 2 files. Once I have this, I'm going to File, Save As, and we're just going to call this Shark Painting Animation. There we go. And then let's go ahead and label these layers. So I believe this is number 1, this is number 2, and then this is number 3. So we've got some very rough animation going there. We're going to open up our timeline window again, create a video timeline, go over here to the left bottom right-hand corner, click on the 3 little boxes, and then we get this frame again. This little layout again, we've got our first frame. We're going to change it to 0.5 seconds. And then we're going to make 4 frames. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before. So frame 1 is set to layer 1. Frame 2 will be set to layer 2. Frame 3 will be set to layer 3. And then frame 4 will be set to layer 2 again so that it'll do that nice looping function. So there we go. We've got a very similar effect now to this very cute little lucky cat, which is just these animated drawings, animated paintings. So we'll save it again, go to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy, make sure it's set to GIF 128, bring it down here, test it, it's looking good, we'll save to our desktop, which will be Shark Painting Animation, and then we'll save there, close out here, and we'll save. And then we'll go back to our desktop and see that our shark painting animation works as well. So same process, if it, no matter if it's a painting or a drawing or a photograph, that's just how you get that kind of multiple frames in one animation going. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. We've got some attributions coming up after this for the art that we used in the video. So that's it. Thank you very much, and good luck with your projects. Okay, bye-bye.